Now, it's been more than 8 months since the lives of millions of Sudanese people were plunged into uncertainty as a result of war. Fighting in the country has caused one of the world's largest displacements of people and shows no sign of ending. More than 6.5 million people have left their homes. Aid agencies have struggled to access the areas where most of the fighting has occurred. The BBC's Anne Soy has been speaking to one family. They've been trapped for months in the crossfire in the capital, Khartoum.
The fall of an African giant. Once one of the continent's most prosperous nations, Sudan is now a war zone. It started with a political fallout between two generals, one heading the national army and another, its former sidekick, the now powerful paramilitary force, RSF. Millions of civilians have been caught in the middle of what critics have called a senseless war. It's now one of the world's biggest displacement crises.
And I'm in Kenya.
But many are trapped.
Hi, what's your name?
Like Rasha Amin and her family.
He's so shy.
Are you taking pictures of the
Her husband and children are British citizens. When foreign nationals were pulled out, they were eligible for evacuation, but she wasn't. Even though the rules were relaxed later, the family remained stuck in the war zone.
You can see my baby's bed over there.
Her house in Khartoum, the capital, was hit by a missile strike. Shrapnel flew across her bedroom where her baby was sleeping. All the windows and some doors were blown off. Luckily, no one was hurt.
We're still scared because we have to put our mattresses on the floor, away from the windows. We hear their cars around us. We hear their machine guns around us. So we have to stay as safe as possible, away from the windows, maybe in the corner of the house because the corners are more safe than other parts of the house.
The capital and Darfur in Western Sudan have seen some of the fiercest fighting. The region, which was just emerging from what was described as genocide, has slipped back to anarchy. Hundreds have been killed, their homes burned, and there are reports of widespread rape. Western nations have described what's happening there as ethnic cleansing.
We will do everything we can, along with our allies and like-minded people, to bring those who perpetrate any form of human rights abuse and breaches of international humanitarian law to account.
Ceasefires have failed to hold, and with no end in sight to the fighting, aid agencies have struggled to reach the people in need.
We've only been able to reach Khartoum with a convoy of trucks with food assistance once in the last 3-4 months.
And the conflict is spreading. Earlier this month, it reached one of the last remaining sanctuaries, Wad Madani, where many of the displaced had sought refuge. So, yet again, they were forced to flee. But where to? The options are narrowing. Anne Soy, BBC News.